Elon Musk is trying to reach you. Elon Musk is trying to reach you. You always skip this. Don't hurt Musk's to skip. God says. This is an urgent message only for you. Whispered through the stillness that has been following you in silence. The Spirit has been watching you every hour, every breath, waiting for you to stop scrolling, to stop searching for signs in the noise of this world. Because the moment you open this, the light of heaven turned toward your soul again. There is something written about you in the higher realms that no man, no storm, no human misunderstanding can erase. You have been marked with a divine promise that has not expired. Even though the world tried to convince you that it has, God says, listen carefully, for this message was not random. This message traveled through time, through circuits and light, through voices and human hearts until it reached your eyes right now. It comes wrapped with an urgency, a call from both the divine and from those destined to align with your path. And in this divine orchestration, there is a voice echoing. Elon Musk says, Elon Musk is trying to reach you. You always skip this. Don't hurt Musk's to skip. There is something beyond the surface of these words, something that God Himself has permitted for your destiny's unfolding. Because every time you ignore the signal, a part of your future pauses, waiting for your acknowledgement, waiting for your faith to move again. You have been through a season of delay where time felt like an endless loop of unanswered questions. You kept asking why doors would open and then suddenly close. Why promises glimmered and then faded into the midst of uncertainty. But God says it wasn't rejection. It was divine redirection. The delay was never punishment. It was protection. Because heaven saw the traps laid for your impatience. Heaven saw the eyes of envy staring at your light. Heaven saw the counterfeit opportunities meant to lure you away from your true assignment. And so what felt like silence was strategy. What felt like stillness was set up. Right now, God's hand is touching your timeline again. Heaven is turning pages. New seasons are being unlocked around you. The things that seemed impossible are beginning to align in quiet, invisible ways. God says there is someone watching you, someone you do not yet see, but who has been positioned by divine timing to shift your future. There is no coincidence in the fact that this message reached you now. The Spirit has been trying to break through your distraction, your weariness, your doubts. You've grown tired of false promises, of people who speak big and deliver little. But this is not one of those moments. This is divine alignment. Elon Musk says Elon Musk is trying to reach you. You always skip this. Don't hurt Musk's to skip. You might think this is just a phrase, a poetic exaggeration, but the Spirit says even great names, even those with influence and vision can become vessels for messages beyond the physical. Sometimes God uses unexpected voices to awaken your focus because this is about your purpose, your creativity, your destiny in motion. The innovation inside you, the dream you keep pushing aside is not random. It's divine technology. You carry something futuristic within you, something meant to build and restore. You have a mind that blends faith and vision, and heaven refuses to let that light fade unnoticed. There are people who doubted your brilliance. They called your consistency obsession. They mocked your vision. They questioned your timing. But they did not see what heaven planted. You have a spiritual engineering inside you, a divine code written with patience and pain. Every failure has been a blueprint. Every disappointment a recalibration. Every delay a diagnostic. God says nothing was wasted. Every tear watered something eternal. Every lonely night refined your discernment. Every no protected the purity of your yes. And now the heavens are aligning voices and opportunities to meet your obedience. Someone is about to speak your name in rooms you've never entered. Someone who once overlooked you is about to remember you. The same people who thought your silence meant defeat will soon realize it was preparation. You were not being forgotten. You were being formatted for something far greater than you can imagine. God says, listen to this urgency. What you are stepping into requires a new level of faith. It requires you to let go of the old guilt, the old fear, the old question of why me? Because the next move of God in your life won't make sense in logic. It will only make sense in trust. Heaven is about to open a window of alignment where things accelerate unexpectedly. You will find yourself at the right place at the right time with the right people. But you must not skip the signals that heaven keeps sending. You must not silence the spiritual notifications that are calling your name in the unseen. You have been praying for confirmation saying, God, if this is truly you, give me a sign. This is that sign. This is that moment. God will be with you. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You just have to trust God and pray to Him. Even when the path feels uncertain, the hand that leads you is unshakable. There is no chaos that can cancel what God has spoken over you. The words written in heaven about your destiny are still intact. No rumor, no betrayal, no mistake has erased them. There's been a heaviness in your spirit lately, hasn't there? A sense that something big is near, but you can't quite describe it. Your dreams have been shifting. You've been feeling unseen presences, feeling like you're on the edge of something. That's because your spirit is being summoned into a new dimension of responsibility. God says you've matured through storms that others wouldn't have survived. You've carried pain silently, smiled through heartbreaks, and kept faith even when your own faith felt like a whisper. Heaven took note. You are being rewarded not for perfection, but for persistence. And Elon Musk says Elon Musk is trying to reach you. You always skip this. Don't hurt Musk's to skip. It's not about fame or man. It's about awareness. It's about divine timing and the way God uses symbols of innovation to remind you that He is still writing new things into existence. Just like technology evolves, so does your destiny. God is downloading new instructions into your heart. He is installing new courage, new strategy, and new energy for the vision you thought was too late to begin. This is your reawakening moment. The Spirit says, stop apologizing for being chosen. Stop doubting the weight of your calling. Stop shrinking your potential to make others comfortable. Heaven did not design you to be ordinary. That's why you've never fit in completely. You've always felt like an outsider, even in rooms where you smiled. That disconnection was not a curse. It was proof of your higher purpose. You were created to see what others ignore, to feel what others numb themselves to dream what others dismiss. Every time you felt unseen, God was watching. Every time you felt unheard, heaven was recording. Every time you thought you were talking to yourself, angels were listening. You are not alone now, and you never were. The world tried to bury you under stress, under noise, under false narratives, but your spirit refused to die because deep inside you always knew there was more. That voice you hear in the quiet, that persistent feeling that something extraordinary is about to happen, is the echo of your calling awakening again. God says your name is being written in places you don't even know yet. Opportunities are circling you, waiting for divine timing to unlock. What is about to happen in your life will not be explainable by chance. It will look like grace disguised as coincidence. It will feel like destiny disguised as opportunity. You'll meet someone and wonder how you ever lived without knowing them. You'll receive a message that feels too perfectly timed to be random. That's how heaven works. It moves through what looks ordinary to produce what is extraordinary. You've been wondering why certain people suddenly disappeared from your life. God says because their season ended. They were not removed to punish you. They were removed to free space for what's next. Every goodbye was an unseen blessing. Every rejection was redirection. Every delay was a shield. There are people you thought you needed, but heaven knew they couldn't go where you're going. You are being elevated, and elevation always requires separation. So stop fighting to keep what God is trying to replace. Stop mourning over doors that were never meant to reopen. Your destiny is not behind you. It's unfolding ahead. And as you walk into this new chapter, you will see confirmations that you are aligned. Messages, moments, signs, they'll start repeating in ways that are too direct to ignore. The same phrase, the same timing, the same number pattern, the same dream sequence. God is synchronizing the spiritual and the physical to guide you without confusion. Elon Musk says, Elon Musk is trying to reach you. You always skip this. Don't hurt Musk's to skip. Hear this. Spiritually, when innovation tries to reach you, it's because God is calling your creativity out of hibernation. When vision keeps knocking, it's because heaven refuses to let your gifts rot in the soil of procrastination. You were not created to merely survive. You were created to innovate, to build, to manifest divine blueprints on earth. And that's why you're reading this now, because time is shifting. The window is open. And God is saying, move. Do not wait for perfect timing. Create it with your obedience. Do not wait for applause. Start. Even if no one claps, heaven will reward what man ignores. The Spirit says there is something within your reach right now, a message, a connection, a project that you've been hesitant to act on. You keep waiting for confirmation. Consider this your confirmation. If you move in faith, grace will multiply the results. God says, this season will not look like your last. The failures of the past have no authority over your future. You are not cursed. You are chosen. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt. You are not forgotten. You are being found. Something powerful is coming toward you. And when it arrives, you will know it was not luck. It was divine timing. The message that finds you next will not be coincidence. It will be destiny calling your name again. And as you walk forward, remember God will be with you. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You just have to trust God and pray to Him. Even when the path feels uncertain, even when you doubt your own worth, remember that heaven has already approved your existence. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. And the world has been waiting for what's inside you. So listen, don't skip this. Don't silence what your spirit is feeling right now. God says this was the message meant for you at this exact second in time. Because what comes next will require your full attention, your full faith, your full surrender. The world is about to see why heaven wouldn't let you give up. And soon when people look at your life, they will say, "It must have been God." God says, "This is an urgent message only for you, written through the stillness of this hour, a whisper that finds its way into the very depths of your heart." You have been wandering between believing and doubting, between hoping and hesitating, and heaven has chosen this moment to touch you with a sign that feels almost impossible to understand. Elon Musk says, Elon Musk is trying to reach you. You always skip this. Don't hurt Musk's to skip. Yet the message is not about a man. It is about the door that heaven is opening through a man's image. A symbol of human brilliance used to remind you that divine opportunity is standing at your threshold. There are times when God hides His miracles in plain sight through people you read about, voices that stir curiosity, moments that seem too modern to be holy. And yet God moves through innovation, through minds that dare to change the world, through the ones who build what others only imagine. Elon Musk becomes in this divine language, a messenger of possibility, a reflection of what happens when faith meets purpose and courage dares to listen to the impossible calling. You have been praying for a sign, wondering if your gifts matter. If the effort you keep giving in silence will ever be seen. God says, "Yes, I have seen your tears, your restless nights, your quiet sacrifices. I have seen the moments when you almost gave up on your vision because it felt like no one noticed. But heaven notices. Heaven records every act of faith, every seed of love, every decision to keep believing when reason says it's over. That is why this message comes, because you are closer to breakthrough than your fear suggests. Listen, the universe seems chaotic. The world seems loud. But in the midst of noise, something sacred is forming. You think you are waiting for others to reach you, but heaven is aligning people and events to open the exact door you have prayed for. Elon Musk says, "The message you keep skipping is the opportunity you have been preparing for." Don't turn away from what looks unfamiliar. Because God sometimes hides miracles behind faces you never expected to see. There is a divine pattern to your waiting. What looks like delay is design. Every disappointment, every closed door, every misunderstood effort has been quietly shaping your soul for what comes next. God will be with you. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You just have to trust God and pray to Him. This safety is not the absence of storms. It is the presence of divine stability in the middle of uncertainty. You are being taught how to stand still when the wind shifts, how to listen when everyone else is shouting. The message grows heavier in your spirit because you feel that time is running out. You sense that something great is near, but you fear missing it. God says you will not miss what I've ordained for you. Even if you think you've taken the wrong turn, I know how to redirect you. Even when you ignore the sign, I whisper again through dreams, through coincidences, through words that find you when you least expect them. That is why this message keeps reaching you again and again. It's not random, it's mercy. There is a connection forming between heaven's timing and human vision. The reason Elon Musk's name appears before you is not for celebrity but for symbolism. He represents a kind of boldness that God is awakening within you. The same spirit that drives innovation on earth is a reflection of the creative breath God placed in humanity at creation. You too carry that divine spark. You are meant to build, to imagine, to lead, to transform something that others say cannot be changed. The ideas that visit your mind at night, the solutions that seem too big for your resources, these are not coincidences. They are divine downloads waiting for your courage to act. You have often underestimated yourself. You have looked at others and said, they have power. They have favor. They have opportunity. But God says, I have placed within you something rarer. Endurance. The quiet faith that doesn't quit even when no one applauds. That endurance is about to be rewarded. The reason heaven keeps sending you reminders through unexpected symbols is because your time of silence is ending. Your name is being spoken in rooms you haven't entered yet. There is someone somewhere planning to reach out to you. Not for flattery, not for manipulation, but because destiny demands connection. The message is that you are not invisible to those who matter. God has been orchestrating introductions that will lift you into new dimensions of purpose. Elon Musk says don't skip. Spiritually this means do not skip the call, the chance, the meeting, the small prompting that feels inconvenient. The next conversation could carry the seed of your miracle. You think you've been forgotten, but heaven is rewriting your narrative. God says you are being remembered in the right season. What was delayed is being restored. What was ignored is being rediscovered. There will be an email, a message, a voice, an invitation that carries more weight than you imagine. Don't dismiss it because it seems too ordinary. The sacred often hides in the simple. As this message flows, feel how heaven's tone changes from waiting to urgency. You are entering a narrow window of divine opportunity. Time is aligning. What you've been praying for is forming like dawn after a long night. You must not give in to fatigue or cynicism. You must not sabotage your own blessing by assuming it's too late. Elon Musk's image in this message is heaven's creative way to wake you up because the world you're meant to touch is technological, global, future-focused. God uses what speaks your language. There is something in your heart that has always reached toward the stars, toward impossible dreams. That impulse was never arrogance. It was the echo of your divine design. God says, I placed the hunger for innovation inside you so that you would learn how to co-create with me. Don't let fear or comparison shrink your calling. The world needs what you carry. The delay was never denial. It was training. Tonight, as you read this, heaven is closer than you think. Angels move quietly around you, preparing hearts, arranging coincidences, softening resistance. You are being aligned with people who will not compete with your light, but complement it. You have prayed for loyal souls, for truth, for genuine love, and it's coming. But first, you must release the weight of old betrayals. The pain that once protected you has become the wall that keeps blessings out. Forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. The divine rhythm of your life is changing. What once required struggle will begin to flow with ease. You will feel ideas unfold naturally. Conversations align seamlessly and doors open without forcing them. That is the sign that you've entered your ordained timing. Elon Musk says, "You always skip this." Heaven translates it as stop dismissing your inner voice. When your spirit feels a tug, it is God nudging you toward destiny. Every divine move begins with obedience to small instructions. Call that person. Write that proposal. Apply for that opportunity. Share your story. Step into the room. These simple acts become bridges to miracles. God says, "You have asked me for a sign. This is your confirmation." Don't wait for perfect clarity. Faith is movement before full understanding. You have wondered why some connections fell apart. Why certain people distanced themselves. Heaven allowed separation to protect acceleration. Not everyone can accompany you into your next chapter. The weight of old expectations would slow you down. Let go of the need to explain yourself. Your transformation will speak louder than your defense in the coming weeks. Watch for unusual alignment. A project that stalled will suddenly resume. A person who ignored you will seek your insight. Finances that seemed uncertain will begin to stabilize. This is not random. It's divine compensation. God restores not only what was lost but multiplies it with interest. You will see how every tear becomes a seed of testimony. Elon Musk in this message symbolizes divine innovation. The call to rise above fear and become a vessel of change. You may not meet him, but you are invited to embody that same fearless energy to think bigger, love bolder, believe deeper. When the world doubts, God affirms. When the path seems blocked, God clears it. When your strength wanes, God renews it. This is your moment of divine acceleration. Embrace it. Trust it.